So here's what's weird is that CBS News is now covering the IRS whistleblowers in the Hunter Biden story. And they're not covering it dismissively, because that's how they've been covering all these Hunter Biden stories, very dismissively. So the interesting thing here is that they're now covering the fact that the Biden administration and the government has been protecting Hunter Biden from actual prosecution. Watch this. Why is this newsworthy? Because it is. That's it newsworthy. But it's really newsworthy because now it's somehow broken through to CBS. And they're allowed now by the donor class, which runs the political parties, Congress, and it runs the news media. So now the donor class is allowing CBS to do this.
Role in the federal investigation of Hunter Biden. The president's son is expected to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax crimes next week. But in an exclusive interview with CBS's Catherine Herridge, the lead case agent said the evidence supported more serious charges.
Do you solemnly swear?
Special Agent Joseph Ziegler is a 13-year veteran of the IRS, a registered Democrat, and until now, a confidential whistleblower.
I do.
Today, he publicly testified about his role investigating the president's son, Hunter, for tax crimes.
I'm the main case agent. I worked 95% of this tax investigation. So nice to meet you.
In an exclusive interview with CBS News, Ziegler told us he believed the evidence he gathered during the 5-year probe supported multiple felony and misdemeanor counts, including allegations Hunter Biden wrote off personal expenses as business payments.
Hotels he was blacklisted from, payments that were made to escorts, payments that are made to no-show employees.
Ziegler said he drafted this memo recommending Justice Department prosecutors charge Hunter Biden accordingly. But he said the Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney David Weiss told him there was resistance to pursuing some of these charges by other officials at the Justice Department.
It's a matter of, are we treating all taxpayers the same?
And in this case?
And in this case, no, I don't think so.
Today, Democrats push back on claims of preferential treatment.
There is no evidence that Hunter Biden has received any kind of official favoritism in this prosecution.
You mean besides the career IRS employees who are whistleblowing and saying that he did? You mean besides that? Besides the fact that there is unbelievable evidence?
For being Joe Biden's son.
But Ziegler described to CBS.
So just because that guy has cancer and we all feel sorry for him, it doesn't mean he's still not a lying piece of it. Because he is. He's a despicable politician. That's Jamie Raskin. He's the scum of the earth. And I'm sorry he has cancer.
Use a series of roadblocks that included his efforts to interview Hunter Biden's adult children about the legitimacy of his tax deductions.
What did the assistant U.S. attorney tell you?
That's going to get us into hot water.
Ziegler also told us prosecutors would not sign off on pursuing leads that might involve President Biden.
Anytime we potentially wanted to go down the road of asking questions related to the president, it was, that's going to take too much approvals. We can't ask those questions.
It's a politically sensitive case. Wouldn't it require additional approvals?
Yes, I do understand that, but it would be like, well, let's think about it. Let's put that on the back burner, and it would now move down to item number 50.
This probe was ongoing during the 2020 election when Justice Department policy limited some investigative steps. The U.S. Attorney in Delaware has told Congress twice he had the ultimate decision-making authority. President Biden denies involvement in his son's business deals. And Nora, Hunter Biden's legal team, said any claim the probe wasn't thorough is, quote, preposterous.
Of course, that's a lie by Joe Biden that he's completely involved in Hunter Biden's business deals, which we're going to explain to you in the next story. So Joe Biden is continuing his career-long lying. He's probably the biggest. He's a bigger liar than Trump. Who is Joe Biden? Joe Biden's a bigger liar than Trump. You think Trump's the ultimate liar? Trump just cartoonishly lies. Biden lies systematically every moment of his life. Here's another one of these. So here's another guy who says that he was told not to investigate Hunter Biden.
There were certain investigative steps that we weren't allowed to take that could have led us to President Biden.
And you wanted to take?
We needed to take them.
And you weren't allowed to take?
That's correct. There were certain...
So there's 2 IRS whistleblowers, lifelong Democrat, the one guy, And they're telling you that the Justice Department higher-ups shielded Hunter Biden from actual prosecution and investigation. So what's been happening now is the Democrats have been trying to dismiss those whistleblowers as not real whistleblowers somehow, because they're telling them a truth about the establishment that they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about it?
Well, Shapley, before he had this testimony, he was called by an FBI agent, a higher up, and told, don't say anything that can harm the investigation. They keep going to that whole avenue. It's like, we have an open investigation, so we can't talk about those things. So don't talk about X, Y, Z before you go there. And like I said before on your show last week, Shapley has said in all his years at the IRS, he's never seen this level of the word fuckery, I guess, in all his years there, that this is beyond what he's ever seen, the corruption that was taking place over here. And every single step of the way, there was people in the Department of Justice, the FBI, trying to push back against these guys.
I think the big part of this is that CBS is kind of covering it impartially.
Yeah.
That was that they did their old, well, they say this and they say this. That's what they did. So I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that from CBS News. I wonder what's going on. The donor class must be turning on Joe Biden.
Or the fact that it's gotten so far ahead, it's such high news right now, they got to get in there and try to steer it a different way. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get further out ahead of it before it gets...
They don't want it. They don't want regular people to see that they're actively not covering. So they cover it and then they try to steer it a certain way, which is what... Okay, well, it's... I think the donor class is getting ready to get rid of Joe Biden. I just think so.
Let's go Gavin Newsom.
And then they're gonna click in Gavin Newsom. Certainly not Pete Buttigieg, but maybe
the Vice. I think maybe no. Gavin
No.
Pete. There's a lot of jokes there somewhere, Jimmy.
There's no way Kamala Harris could. You saying they were going to run her, the Vice?
I was always thinking they might move her out and give her a different role. I don't know.
It would be too tough on them because of the racial.
But a gay guy in there now, and you got that whole new crowd.
But he's white. He's a cisgendered white guy, which is it's almost as bad as being a KKK member, right? You know that you're a cisgendered white male.
Am I? Is that what we're calling us?
That is what. Yeah. Well, that's what they call us.
I gotcha.
I just call myself.
Yeah,
a guy.
Gotcha.
Come see our live shows. We're going to be in Chicago, Rosemont, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, New York City, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Stamford, Toronto, Toledo, Detroit, St. Louis, and more. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.